Hello and welcome to the Golf Course Lawn Show. My name is Ron Henry and I'm here to help answer your lawn care questions. Now, if this is the first time you're joining us, welcome. Super happy to have you here. Now, the way this works, albeit the day before Christmas, is you enter your question in the comment box and I work through them in the order that they come in. Sometimes I have the answer to the question, sometimes I don't. But either way, we have an awesome time talking about lawn care and sometimes life. So it is December 25th, guys, just hours, he's on the East Coast anyway, hours away from Christmas. So hopefully you guys got all your shopping done, you got all your, I guess the trees are all set up and lit and all that jazz. And it'll be our last live stream, unless I do another one this weekend. I'm still kind of debating on that. Last live stream of 2025. Next one will be after the new year, which is kind of cool, right? So it's been a fun season. Lots of great stuff has gone down on the channel, and just in the lawn in general. We did renovation work, converting the front lawn from Bermuda to Zoysia, and the plan is to do some more fun things next year. So you guys have to stay tuned, stay subscribed, just stay locked in so you don't miss out on any of that. So yeah, I have to tell you, I'm really enjoying Georgia more than I thought I would. So we may have to see if we about extending it a little bit more throughout the lawn. We'll see how that works out. As always, we're coming to you guys on YouTube as the primary platform, but you can also watch the show on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whichever way works best for you. And as always, again, we can just walk through here into how many questions we have. Again, it's probably going to be a short night. I'm sure most folks are kind of sitting down with their eggnog and just doing other things, traveling and that type of thing. But, figured we would do a show tonight for this week as we traditionally do, and let's see what questions you guys have. All right, so let's start out. First of all, we got Mr. Jose Castle 04. Says, good evening, Ron, and Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thanks so much, Jose. I really do appreciate it. I also got the picture that you sent. Now, if you guys remember, Jose, he really started commenting on the channel or in the live stream earlier this season where he had, I believe it's St. Augustine lawn, but there were some challenges with it, right? I mean, he was having a lot of bare areas. He's been able to get it to grow in some more. but he's always had issues with the lawn struggling due to trees. And I've never gotten a picture of to see exactly what he's dealing with from a shade standpoint. So before the show tonight, he sent one in, and I can share that with you guys. Normally we would look at his lawn. We look at it from a standpoint of like where the truck is on the lawn, so to the right. But you see, with that tree, especially that's the one that's in your lawn, you can almost make out. Actually, let me get your comment off of here. If you look around the tree, you can almost see like a ring around the tree where the grass is struggling, where you got a lot of bare dirt. And like most grasses, while you have some grasses that are more shade tolerant than others, they are just that. I mean, with grass, for the most part, you hear about grass being shade tolerant, meaning it'll tolerate it, but it doesn't necessarily thrive in shade. So if having shade or having a tree or a great grass in that front lawn is the priority, I mean, it looks like you've already raised the tree up or topped the tree up a little bit. You may try doing that, but it's always going to struggle if you have, relatively low canopy like what that tree has, and it's casting a big shadow. So just something to keep in mind. I know you've been putting a lot of work in this season getting the lawn better, which is pretty awesome. But you can't, shade is the enemy of a really, really great lawn, especially when you're dealing with warm season grasses. They particularly are more sensitive to shade than some cool season grasses. So we'll have to see for 2026 what you decide to do. Again, overall, you made a lot of great progress, but again, this tree that's in your yard is ultimately going to hold things back. It in best case scenario, what you'll find is near the driveway, maybe near the house, maybe near the sidewalk, the grass will be good there. But really, that ring around the tree is always going to be thin at best. That's gonna be the best case scenario. That's just thin grass. Worst case scenario is going to be a lot of bare dirt because there's just not enough sunlight, not enough energy, not enough juice to feed the lawn. All right, but thanks for sending the pictures in. It's great to see exactly what you were working with and why the lawn got to where it was. All right, next up we got Mr. Scott Smith. He says Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Thanks so much, Scott. I really do appreciate that. Same to you, sir. Hopefully you are taking some downtime over the next couple of days before 2026 starts. Just think, guys, we're about a week out. Actually, I think we're a week out to the day, right? We are, yeah, actually, no, tomorrow will be a week out. So the next Wednesday will be New Year's Eve. So we're about, a week out thereabouts from 2026. Kind of exciting, kind of crazy how fast this year has gone by. Next, we got Mr. Jay Swaby saying good evening and Merry Christmas all. Thanks so much, Jay Swaby. Appreciate you. And then next is Seti. He says, Big Ron, happy holidays to you. Fella, get some rest because next season is right around the corner. With these temps, my grass is trying to go to sleep, but can't. Yeah, dude, this is the thing that's interesting, right? So in Georgia, what is the temperature right now? It's probably in the 60s. I'm sure I'm not. Yeah, so right now at after 7 p.m., it's 62 degrees. Tomorrow, the temps, the high today was 73. The high tomorrow is going to be 69. So there's winter for you in Georgia, right? So we're about to be Christmas and it's going to be in the 70s, which is why the lawn. This is why I always tell folks, when it comes to choosing a height of cut to shut the lawn down. I mean, to set up before the lawn goes dormant at the end of the season, especially if you're in Northeast Georgia, it doesn't really. I mean, it's not something to be too concerned about from a standpoint of having enough grass that it acts as an insulator, because it just doesn't stay cold long enough. You'll have like a week at best where it's really cold and then it will go right back into the 50s, 60s. And in this case, let me see, Saturdays is going to be 72 degrees, which is kind of wild, right? So there you go. Welcome to Georgia. Next up, we got Mr. Higgy Pop saying, good evening, everyone. Merry Christmas to all. Thanks so much, Higgy. I really appreciate you. And then Mr. Eric Muteb saying, thank you, Ron. You're very welcome, sir. Hopefully the content between the live streams, all the content we put out in the Golf Course Lawn Store has been helpful for helping you get a lawn that your neighbors are absolutely going to envy. So again, appreciate you making the time to stop in on Friday nights or whatever night during the week when we happen to do the show, just to say hi and to help support the channel. It really, really does mean a lot. And then Jose says, I just sent you a picture to your email of my front yard to show you the trees that are casting the shadows in my front yard. Yeah, I got those. We spoke to him, Jose. But yeah, it's you kind of have to decide, because that tree, I mean, the one that's your neighbor's, I get you can't do anything about that. The one that's on the left, because that's probably not on your property, so you can't really do a whole lot with that one. But the one that is on your property, again, you have to kind of decide it's either grass or tree. Because if you have to kind of decide, it's going to be one or the other. If you want the grass to look its absolute best. So, All right, next up we got Mr. Higgy Pop. He says, if Santa lands on my lawn, how do I fix the ruts from his sleigh? I don't know. You got to put a sign out there saying "No Santa landing." Like have a sign across the street, or have him go, or get out there and flag him into your driveway or something. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, if he does happen to land on your lawn and put ruts in your lawn this time of year, you have to live with him probably till springtime. Here's the thing though: if you actually have ruts in your lawn that are caused by Santa's sled, you could probably charge like admission. People come look at it. You could put a sign out, have some folks come out there, charge what, $5 a head to come in and take a look. Might be a way to pay for the top dressing next year that you're gonna need to be able to do to fix it, right? So let's just hope that he works on his landing and doesn't end up using your lawn for a landing pad. That would be bad this time of year because it's probably not going to get fixed until next year. All right, next up is Travis Winston. He says, what's up, Ron and Golf Course Lawn Squad? Peace and blessings to everyone. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thanks so much, Travis. What are you working with there, man? Is that a California trimmer? What kind of mower? It's hard to tell in the thing in your avatar what you got there, but it is a real mower of some sort. I just can't make out the model because it's kind of small. But yeah, thanks for the kind words, sir. 2026 will be here before we know it, like literally a week from now. And we'll be off of the races again, right? Doing pre-emergent, doing all this stuff. All right, Scott Smith, I'm headed to get some Powerball tickets tonight. $1 billion drop. $1 billion. Wow. Wow. What would you do with $1 billion? I guess what would you do with $500 million? You you're gonna lose half of the taxes, right? I guess you would, buy a couple of real mowers. Maybe you wouldn't even mow your lawn anymore. You'd pay someone to mow your lawn. Who knows? I don't know. How would $500 million change your life? Probably in ways that are pretty awesome, and probably in ways that are not so awesome. So, especially if people knew about it. I don't know how you'd keep that kind of thing secret, though, right? I mean, when you show up with you got an outlet, all decked out with all the cartridges and whatnot. Folks will be wondering what's going on. Scott's living that best life. Start using all the name brand products for your lawn. You're not using any of the knockoff third parties. You're using Barricade. You're not buying Prodiamine. Not buy so. People are gonna take notice. They're gonna be like, something's changed. Maybe he got that lottery. But best of luck to you, man. Maybe you'll win. If you do, I guess come tell us on the live stream, or don't. I guess if you don't show up anymore, we'll know what happened. All right. All right. Next up is Jose Castro. He says, Santa sent me Spectacle Flow in the mail today. Awesome. That's a pretty good gift. It's a pretty good gift. Great way to keep your lawn weed free. I like it, Jose. Very good. I would say if you're going to apply it this time of year, just go half rate, so 1/10 of an ounce per 1,000. Just do that. That's going to be plenty to get you into February. Next up, we got Mr. True Gator Fan. Says, Merry Christmas, Lawn Talk Gang. This is my best my lawn has ever looked this time of year. No POA or any other winter weeds. Pre-emergent rules. Ain't that the thing? Ain't that the best? You get out there, you put out pre-emergent at the correct time. Hey, maybe even a little bit early, and look what happens. You have a lot less weeds to fight with, contend with in your lawn. Almost like all the marketing material from the manufacturers of these lawn care products actually works. It's not just not hype, right? Pretty cool. Congrats, man. I'm glad to hear that your lawn is doing better. Andre Taylor says, what's up, Ron? And happy holidays, everyone. I'm doing all right, man. Just, relaxing, chillaxing, waiting for 2026 to be here. It'll be here before we know it. Excited. I mean, excited from the standpoint of what do we have to start out with? I mean, first month of the year, towards the end of the month, pre-emergent, maybe soil testing, getting everyone ready. We'll start talking about plans and that type of thing. So January is very much the ramp up, and then February, we're off for the races. But I mean, February, don't sleep on January, man. January, you get a lot of prep work done. You can get your equipment service, you can get your pre-emergent, assuming you don't have it yet. Get your soil testing done, assuming you haven't done that yet. There's still work to do in January to get ready for the 2026 season. Again, it'll be here before you know it. It's only 7 days away. And then Robert's up next. He says, "Yep, ready for 2025 to be over." Yeah, man, I hear you. It's been a fun. I mean, it's been an interesting year. Great for some things, not so great for other things. But it's gone by really fast, man. It's crazy how the years just absolutely zipped by. And then Robert says, "Happy holidays, everyone." What's going on, Robert? Hope you're doing. Again, thanks again for the well wishes. And then Scott says 71 degrees here in Tennessee at 6 p.m. So see, there you go. Grass is trying to green back up. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that, man. I mean, it's what'll happen though is it'll green up, and then let me look at the 10-day. I mean, we're probably have a cold snap in the forecast. Let's see. Weather.com, and let's say Gainesville, Georgia. What saith the weatherman? So yeah, so it's still, I mean, really not until next Wednesday. Actually, it's not true. Monday the 29th, it'll get cold again. So the low will be in the 20s, high 20s, and the highs are in the 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Yeah, so really this is an unusually warm snap that will end Sunday, it looks like. And then we'll be back into the 50s for the high. So enjoy the warm weather, because it's going to be an outlier. It's not going to stick around for too much longer. Mr. Darren Proctor's in the house, the barbecue king, barbecue aficionado. He says, what is Darren holding up there? It looks like, I don't know, something on fire. I can't tell. He says, Merry Christmas all. Thanks, Ron, for all the help this year. You are very welcome, sir. Glad to be a small part of your lawn care journey. Thanks again for all the seasonings and everything. They are pretty awesome. And then next up is SETI97. He says, Big Ron, this will be my final Turfs Up Furt Down Stripe action forever of 2025. Well, hopefully next week you'll be back to kick us off right, to get the season going right for 2026, right? I mean, I realize this is the last one for this year, but we'll be back before you know it next Friday, our normal time, to get things going, right? I figure, like, the thing is, tonight everyone would most people would be home on a Wednesday night, like, Christmas Eve, whereas Friday, the day afterwards, who knows, folks might be traveling, might be doing other things. So I said, yeah, let's do it Christmas Eve. Why not? All right, next up is Hail Demon 5844. It says, winter has been really hot in West Texas. Soil temps are around 51 degrees. How early should I consider pre-emergent? Like now? Yesterday? Yeah, I would absolutely do it. I expect to go 2 apps. Last one was in late November. Okay, yeah, so so I'll retract that. If you've already done 2 applications of Spectacle, one I imagine was in August, late August, early September, and the other one was in late November, so 3.5 weeks ago, you're good. You're done on pre-emergent really until late February. February timeframe is when you can look at doing it again, is what I would say. So you're good. Yeah, you did Spectacle, a couple rounds of that. I really like that program. Really late January, early February, you can get out there and get your spring pre-emergent. You could probably even go a little bit later if you want. The big thing is that you want to get your spring pre-emergent out before the average 5-day soil temps are in the mid 50s. Now, where given in West Texas, I mean, yes, near El Paso, so it probably doesn't get super cold there. So you might be more in that early February, mid February timeframe versus like late February, early March. But again, the rule always to keep in mind when it comes to pre-emergent is a little bit early is better than a bit late. And you getting your spring pre-emergent out again. And what's going to happen here is, like, maybe not next week, but the week following next week, you'll see all throughout my neighborhood, you'll see trucks rolling from all the lawn care services putting out pre-emergent. So they're going to literally start at the beginning of January to start doing it. I'm not saying you necessarily need to go that early, but getting ahead of it is good. It's going to really help with reducing the amount of crabgrass and just other warm weather weeds that you're going to have to contend with in your lawn, once spring really gets going. So again, a bit early, better than a bit late. I know I say it all the time, but only because it's true, and it's a good mantra to live by when it comes to keeping your lawn free of weeds. All right, next up we got Mr. Andre Taylor. It's gonna be kind of a quiet night tonight. It might be a short show. He says, "What's the worst that would happen to a reel mower if you don't winterize it?" I'd say this: if it's the worst case scenario you might have is if you were running gasoline that had that wasn't ethanol free, and let's say you got a little bit of moisture in the system. You may have some hard starting. Worst case scenario, you may have some corrosion, but in most cases you're going to be okay. The biggest thing that I recommend, if you do nothing else, is to either put like a fuel stabilizer, which if you've got like gas that's got like 10% ethanol in it, you can do that, or the last few mows of the season, which at this point is kind of too late to do. Last few mows of the season, you would switch to ethanol-free gasoline, and if you do that, that's the biggest thing that I'd say that you want to do between now and the springtime. Everything else, that's maintenance wise, like getting the mower serviced, new plugs, a fresh grind, like all that stuff can be done pretty much whenever you want. The big thing is you just don't want to have a lot of fuel sitting in the tank that is that is going to could potentially draw moisture in for months on end without the mower running. What you could also do too, Andre, is once every couple of weeks, if you wanted to, just to kind of help mitigate any problems with moisture accumulation, just start the mower up. Get out there, start it up, let it warm up. Let it warm up for like, let it run for like 5-10 minutes, and then shut it off and put it back up again. That could be another thing you could do too, as well. But worst case, just go to your local, your small power equipment like store, like one of those companies, and they will all sell like a fuel stabilizer that you can add to the tank that's going to help with that. So I mean, you're not going to really, the long short of it is you're not, probably not a whole lot. I just do it because, again, room mowers are expensive, and I like my stuff to be able to start and run properly next year without any issues. All right, next up is Jose Castle of Forges. Is there a certain fungicide for St. Augustine on the golf course lawn store? Great question, Jose. So it's not only specific to St. Augustine grass, but if you go to the golf course lawn store, if you go to shop and fungicide, insecticide, your choice really comes down to whether you want a liquid option or a granular option. When it comes to granular fungicide, what I recommend is Headway G. It's got two active ingredients in it, much like just like Pillar SC does, so azoxystrobin and propiconazole. So this would be a great option if you want a granular product. If you want a liquid option, you could go with Pillar SC. Also, again, it's got two fungicides in it. Tridaconazole and pyraclastostrobin, I believe is what the other one is. So these are both, as from a family standpoint, they both are, I think it's group 3 and 11 as far as the fungicides that are in the product. So it really comes down to which do you prefer? Do you prefer liquid or do you prefer granular? Cost per application, you're going to come up better with Pillar SC. Like the rate is like 1 ounce per 1,000 square feet. And then, but some people find that granular is easier to apply because all you need is your spreader. So really, you can't go wrong either way. Either one of these will work fine for purposes of fungicide, and they will both work on St. Augustine lawns and other grass types. It's not specific to St. Augustine. So I'll send this to you here, Jose. You can take a look, and there you go. All right, next up we have Jackie Bear, and I think this might be our only and our last comment of the evening. Again, going to be kind of a short show tonight because Christmas. He says, "Have a most excellent Christmas, everybody." Holla. Thanks so much, Jackie. And yeah, it's been a fun year, awesome in some ways, not great in other ways, but it's been a fun season. But let's see. We have a True Gator fan has another question. He says, "Will it be okay to throw down some Carbon Pro G on Saturday? It'll be 7 degrees plus in Memphis." Yeah, sure. If you want to go ahead and put out a granular biostimulant like Carbon Pro G or carbonized PNG, either of those would be fine. I'd say apply it if you have some rain in the forecast. Just let that water it in. If you want to water it in yourself, you can also do that as well too. But yeah, that'd be fine. True Gator fan, as long as the ground isn't frozen or snow covered, just exercising common sense, you're good to go. So if you want to put some out, there's nothing wrong with doing that at all. It's really your call. All right. All right, guys, gals. Well, again, it's kind of a short show. Again, thank you guys so much for everything in this season. It's been an interesting and fun year. This has been the first year or first season anyway where I am doing this full time. So as far as like both YouTube and the golf course launcher, this is what I do. That's all I'm doing. I'm not just doing IT work. Information security work professionally as much anymore. So it's been a fun learning process. I'm enjoying it. I thank you guys for all the love and support, and really looking forward to seeing how things go next season, 2026. I am optimistic that it'll go quite well. And as always, I really appreciate you guys allowing me to be a small part of your lawn care journey. There's a lot of people in the background that you guys don't ever get to see or meet that play a huge role in this looking how it looks and all the content that gets written. And just there's a lot behind the scenes. I'm just kind of the front guy, but there's a lot that goes on to making all this work. And those folks, again, if you guys are watching, appreciate you guys as well. And 2026 should be a great time for everyone. All right, So Jose says, thank you for all your help and advice, sir. You're very welcome. And then finally, Daryl closing us out saying, happy holidays, Ron. Can you talk about your liquid fertilizer? Okay. Can I talk about, well, I guess, what about it specifically? So I guess as far as our liquid fertilizer products, we've got two that are out now. There's going to be a few other options for next year, potentially. But the idea, if you look at the analysis of the golf course lawn, let me get this up so you can actually see it, of the golf course lawn 22.3 in our micronutrient. You can find this by going to shop and then lawn fertilizer. So you can see, you can kind of follow along with me if you want to see what I'm doing. So these guys were created to replace and in some ways improve on products that they replace that we no longer carry on the golf course lawn store, called a product called Turfplex and Nutrisolve, which are a 22.3 fertilizer and then a micronutrient respectively. Those products were no longer available. We stopped carrying them. So we partnered with the Andersons to take what's really good about those products and, in our opinion, also improve on them from a standpoint of adding additional ingredients like fulvic acid to help with nutrient uptake. So really I'm happy with them. Not that there's anything wrong with the Cosmo products, but really proud of these. The response of this season has been really positive. And then next year with some of the other things we have coming down the pipe, I think you guys are going to be really excited. Are gonna enjoy them quite a bit. So yeah, that's the biggest thing about these. Daryl, I wasn't sure if there's anything else, any other questions you had. And then Andre Taylor says, looking forward to some new product drops. They're here's the thing. One thing you find in life, and especially when it comes to product development, is that everything costs twice as much and takes twice as long and is 10 times harder than you think it is. So while the plan is that there should be some new options, some new things that we're gonna be able to share with you guys this season, I will wait until I'm actually holding it in my hand before we talk about it. But yeah, there are some things we're working on, and hopefully you guys will get to experience them early in the spring. All right, so I'll just leave it at that. Well, guys, gals, again, thank you guys so much for all of the love and support over the 2025 season. 2026 is going to be incredible. I know it. I've got some cool projects planned for the lawn as far as zoysia goes, some Bermuda projects as well. So keep posted. And also something we're planning on doing next year is also getting some more guests on the live stream. I held off on doing it during the fall because it's kind of a slower time, but as we get closer to the part of the year or the season where things are starting to ramp up, there's more interest in lawn care, getting some folks on that have an interest in doing so to just talk about their areas of specialty and just kind of share more knowledge about lawn care and things that can help you create a lawn that your neighbors are absolutely going to envy. Again, thanks again for all the love and support. Merry Christmas to everyone. Be safe out there. Just stay home for the most part. Remember, nothing really good happens on the road after 11 o'clock at night. So if you can stay home, just relax and enjoy the holiday season. We'll see you guys in 2026. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that jazz. And again, thank you so much for all the love and support.